definitely signs of people have gone through and, like cut down selective trees and made little like workman trails. And as you start going further north, the trail begins to lessen and then peter out eventually. And
I'm just looking for like a small clearing, nothing like it's even just like a couple of trees out of the way, just enough to bury this bastard.
The best place, if you can find one, might be somewhere that doesn't have grass. Because if we dig up an area and there's grass around, people are going to be like, "Hey, that area's been dug up."
So roll me a 1d100, Sean, and I will modify it by adding 18 because of your survival roll.
Roll big. Oh. No, that's not good.
No. It like I said, it's modified by your survival roll, so it's still you find a fairly good spot. It depends on you if you want to use it. It depends on you and the others if you want to use it.
I'll point it out.
But it's essentially like there's a tree that has fallen in the hook of the wide branch of another upright tree. And at the base of the tree that has fallen over, there's, like the stump has pulled up, the roots of the fallen tree has pulled up like a large hole, depression in the ground. And you reckon that if you were to just like place the cache inside the depression and then push the edges in, it would form a pretty well and deep hole. And the fallen over tree would be a good landmark for you to remember that the cache is here, without actually like leaving some kind of like an artificial sign.
Before we do that, can I just like look around and use my familiar to look around to make sure Esmeralda is nowhere to be fucking seen?
Okay, excellent. Roll me a perception check.
Can I use my cat to fly around and give me advantage on that?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, you circle out. Your familiar can go out like 100 feet, or are you instructing it to look for Esmeralda instead of looking through its eyes?
I'm not looking through its eyes. I'm telling it to go look for any humans or any people around. I look around as well too.
Your owl comes back and it tells you that there are. How smart is your owl?
Cat.
Sorry, your familiar, your cat. I'm just wondering how smart is your cat? It's like a familiar, right?
It's a little bit smarter than a familiar.
If you want to go by like, I think for instance, find seed spell gives you 6 intelligence.
No, it's definitely not a find seed spell.
I know. I'm just using that for reference for intelligent familiars, so to speak.
Your familiar is a special kind of familiar. So instead, it projects a mental image in your mind, and it's basically a picture. It's a still shot, and there you see there are 4 humans about 4 miles to the east of you, and the definition is a little bit blurry because this image was probably observed from about a mile or 2 out. But it looks like one of them is swinging an axe at a tree while the 3 others are standing around looking at him.
I want to get my cat to go and investigate it more, but stealthily.
Okay, so your cat goes away, and are you guys burying the cache here?
I'm going down to check out the thing, like from where the stump was pulled up. So if there's anything I need to know, in case someone already has used this area as a cache.
Yeah, so you dig around a bit, and it doesn't seem like it.
My question, Kev, is what quality is this tree? Is it good wood?
No, well, at least the one that has fallen over is slightly starting to decay, and it's been here for a couple of years.
Because you did state that there were cut down trees back earlier, and I was worried about lumberjacks, but if it's absolutely rubbish wood, then we might be able to rely on them to just skip over it.
This area is in the path of lumberjacks if they were to expand northwards, but for the moment, or at least the next couple of weeks or so, you don't think it'd be any danger of lumberjacks getting this far. And even if they were, they wouldn't have anything to do with these two particular trees in particular, because one is rotting and the other one is just like a young sapling.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think Hal's pretty content with this spot.
Yeah. So after a while, when your prism comes back, it comes in for a shows you a much clearer definition, one that's observed from much closer, and it's clear that none of these 4 people are Esmeralda. They're just 4 lumberjacks, 4 woodsmen taking down a tree. 3 of them are kind of like, 2 of them are like kind of like joking. The other one's like spotting the woodcutter, and the 4th one is, it's the classic council job. One person's doing the work and the other 3 are standing around just fucking wasting time.
So it's Auckland Council.
It's nice to know that that's just not how that is in America. That's how it is everywhere. Love it. Except there's like 8 people watching, and there's like one guy who's down in the hole digging.
Well, you can't be all digging at the same time, so that's their excuse anyway.
Oh yeah. Only one hard hat between them all.
Yep.
It's not-
By the way, Robin, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here now.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, they've just left the town. Talos has pocketed his wine bottle. You guys are finding a place to bury the cache. So yeah, so once you've made sure the cache is buried, it's about 3 feet under, 3 or 4 feet. Do you leave any kind of like artificial signage behind, or do you just rely on the fallen tree and your location on the map?
I mean, I'm not taking a picture of it. I learned my lesson. I could thieves scan it, but if someone could recognize it, it'd be real fucking interesting. So I'm not going to do that.
I'd say you're about here, by the way.
Here lies Hanu.
Actually, you're probably about here, because you guys strayed away from the river, right?
It's not a bad idea to make it like a fake marker, but it's actually how it is. It's like a ripped up tree, Robin, and like
Yeah.
we're burying it in the hole of where the roots came up. We can get enough where you can't see it. We'll pack it into the side or something where and I'll make me and my since I'm probably easiest for me to be down there since I'm the smallest. Me and my servant will be packing the dirt into the side against it. So we do it. We try to make it look as natural as possible. And I will prevent myself from pocketing one because I don't want it to blow up.
Yeah, it blowing up would be bad.
Alright.
Like,
So you guys see
if I
that?
thought I could carry it without it blowing
Yeah.
up,
Oh,
I
silver
would.
fire catch, yeah.
it's not
All right.
worth the risk.
So once you've buried all this, what's the plan now?
What time is it?
It is, you guys left in the morning, you guys have been traveling at about half speed.
So it's
It
got to be
is-
pretty late.
It is roughly like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You still got a couple of hours before you have to think about
Okay.
making camp. Probably get one more tile at full speed.
Do we want to have a look at the mine, or do we want to sort of camp and look at it tomorrow morning?
Let's camp and then look at it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you could get to the mine before sundown, but just
Yeah, but
do
could
you
we get
really
to-
want to be? Do you really
Yeah.
want to be camping outside the mine if the mine has been breached?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Couldn't we just get far enough away? I don't know much about magic, despite the sword. How close can you get your cat to the mine with us not being there? So he can tell us if it's been breached or not, and we don't have to.
True.
go
Yeah, I might send my cat then.
So I will warn you.
for us.
I will warn you that if something happens to your cat, the crystal doesn't just return to you, like it falls on the ground.
Oh, well, then maybe don't do that.
So
Careful.
you would have to walk all the way there and recover it if you can.
But if it's outside of your range, do you know where it's fallen?
No, he wouldn't. So it's a risk. It's up to you. It's a risk.
I can always go sneak up there. I'm pretty sneaky.
Yeah, Rum, you're super quiet again, by the way.
Grumble, grumble.
Yeah, that's better. I mean, it'd take you a bit, and you'd also have to come back. But then
Well, I'm
at the
talking
same
about
time,
in the morning.
Oh,
I don't
in the
want to go
morning.
by my. Yeah, I'm not going to go there by myself at night. I'm not that stupid.
All right. So what's the consensus? Rest here, go in the morning?
Yep.
Okay. Who is finding a camping location?
I say we let the druid do it. She was good at it.
If I didn't just accidentally leave my page. Give me a moment.
Well, at the moment we've got 2 volunteers. We've got Hal and we've got the druid.
I gotta reload the page.
Could we both look for a camp?
Sure, you
Like
can.
she's better at survival, but I have the eye for the defensible positions and whatnot.
You find an amazing camping location. You find a small patch of clearing that's under a large oak tree. So there's there's rain cover from above. It's in a very, very slight depression, and it's somehow shielded from the ravages of the wind. But of particular note about this particular camping site is that it's surrounded on 3 sides by I guess it's like blueberry bushes with sharp gorse-like brush. So it's like you wouldn't want to go wandering through there. You'd get cut to pieces.
Oh man, we should have buried it here.
I mean, you could go back in the morning and get it and bury it here. But this oak tree would definitely be a prime target for lumberjacks. So it's up to you.
I feel like this is better as a defensible position rather than as a hiding location.
I agree.
So your watch pretty much only has to worry about one direction when you set up watch for the night.
Talos has set up his tent and he's already started drinking.
Oh, are you drinking from the?
No.
Okay. So you're drinking your own private supply. Gotcha.
That
Okay.
bottle is for a special occasion.
All right. So
I'll volunteer for first watch.
watch order, and could you roll me a perception and a stealth also if you're trying to find a place
Yep.
low visibility to observe.
Stealth first. Could be better, could be worse. And perception.
You also have advantage on perceptions, by the way, Sean, because Falchion is assisting you.
Sweet.
He's got your back, quite literally, because he's on your back.
He is on my back.
All right, who's next? Who's second watch?
I'll be last watch.
I'll try second.
All right, perfect. Falchion can detect things, but he has a limited range, so it's literally, I said it's 30 feet, right?
Yeah. Can he detect like magic? Because that would be fantastic.
I think it's blind sight. It's 30 feet
Oh, yeah.
blind sight.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and third and fourth watch, I assume Hal is third watch and fourth watch, and then
Yep.
Tylos is assisting him on the last watch. But Tylos, he can also roll.
It could have gone better.
So on Hal's watch, by the way, which is kind of interesting because I rolled beforehand. So you hear coming from your northeast, kind of back towards the direction where you buried the silver fire cage. Howls in the night, answering back and forth like multiple howling of wolves. And this continues on for 10, 15 minutes, just like, and you hear the howls kind of drifting further towards the northwest, and then at some point it drifts back like southeast again. It seems close, but not like it's like just on the other side of the berry bush cliffs. I'm talking about like it's probably like a couple of miles out, but it's much closer than you guys are detecting it when you guys, for example, were on the west side of this route.
But it gives us a good sense of scope as to the sort of range of the wolves. They're sort of around the lake. They're sort of immediately above the mine.
Yeah.
So if we can swing through the northern area quickly and maybe sort of duck over the river to camp, we might be outside of the area.
Yeah, possibly that would be a safe assumption to make. But you've definitely just heard them. Like most of the times you heard their wolf calls and stuff. It's generally been around like this area. Yeah. So otherwise, nothing else interrupts your rest during the night. The morning comes. There is a slight rain. It's not like a full-out downpour, but it is like a drizzle mixed with a light fall. However, the position you're in at the moment is quite sheltered, and the weather it's not abnormally cold, nor is the wind particularly picked up. It's more of a like I said, it's more of just like a cloying wetness in the air than it is actually cold.
Sean's gonna put up his hood and mumble about not liking water.
Precipitation.
Yeah, it's real fucking funny. Every time you say it, Sword, I don't like water.
I'll try and splash some water on Sean.
Why do you do this?
Are you? I wasn't sure if you're being serious.
What is your problem with the cat?
He's an asshole. That's what his problem is.
Hey, Tylos, could you kindly fucking not? Leave him alone.
Oh, fine.
I don't think 10, like, roll me, like, no, I'm not even going to bother. Like, 10 is, with your dex, like,
Shit.
yeah.
It was
like,
shit.
Yeah, it doesn't even come anywhere close. He kind of just, pulls some water in his hands and then, flicks it at you. And you just, kind of sidestep out of the way. And it's more like a what you do that for moment than it is actually like he's trying to pour water on.
I'll just assume too hungover to see what the fuck they're doing.
Okay, so is the idea to head back towards the mine, or is it to head north?
I want to see the mine personally.
Okay. Anyone else object?
I'd personally prefer to go away from where we know there's killer android thingies, but I'll be honest, I can't let my curiosity can run wild, so let's go.
Okay. So you arrive. It takes you a couple of hours to get to the mine. By the time you arrive there, the sun has come fully up, and it's burned away some of the morning mist. The slight drizzle is still coming down, but the day seems to be rapidly improving. Falcion is no longer making jokes about, various water-themed joke hydration.
Yeah, because he would not stop.
Yeah. But you arrive at the mine, and how are you approaching the mine?
On our feet.
Carefully.
No. I think maybe if we go along, like around the edge or along the side of it again.
Okay, so you're kind of like sticking towards like the sheer face, and then kind of like tiptoeing.
Yeah. Same direction Hell came along last time, where she completely fucked up her stealth check.
So just roll me in general. I'll let whoever is the stealthiest. So I assume the cat, Sean, roll stealth with
The only issue I have with that is
He'd be
before
in the
we
front.
go, well, not even that. Some of us have metal things that they can't put here that won't set off the alarms. I don't want to get close enough where, like, you know how that one machine, whenever it sensed metal, it would start going insane berserk.
Right.
I got this giant fucking sword strapped to my back. I don't want to get too close. I mean, I'll start walking until we get within sight distance, but once I know, like, I'm close to the zone that set it off last time, I'm just going to hide there.
Yeah, that makes sense. You
Because
keep us up safe.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hell's going to take off her medal. Then.
because somebody's got fucking separation issues, and I'll kind of look back at the sword. Should have paid attention to what I was doing.
Seriously, Rick. Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So who's approaching the mine? Like, who's,
I'd
who's
assume
in
that'll be
the-
me then.
Then roll me a stealth. I'll give you advantage because you have a bunch of people spotting.
17.
Okay, so yeah, you manage to sneak fairly close to mine. You dodge. You kind of like Scooby Doo, poke your heads around the side, I'd say about 100 feet away from the opening of the mine, and you survey the site before you for a while. It appears, from your observation from this distance, as if it's largely unchanged since the last time you've seen it. There's still that arm, that skeletal arm that's kind of just like poking out of. Did you guys cut that off?
We took.
Ahead.
We might have taken the arm.
I think we
No,
tried pulling the
I'm not
arm
sure.
out, and we couldn't do it. So
Yeah,
we took the head instead.
I think there was like one arm and part of there's a head and an arm that was like kind of sticking out, but like the rest of the body was lodged in there.
We definitely took the head.
Yeah, you took the head. Yeah, but I think the arm is still there. So there's a headless arm. So there's a top half of like a construct body with Sand's head. Its arm is kind of like sticking limp and like hanging out of the rock face, this rock slide. Otherwise, it seems largely unchanged. Doesn't seem like this particular area has been disturbed. And if the robots have been making an effort to dig their way out, you can't see any evidence of it from your current position.
Can I have her approach the rubble, and maybe not the best position for it, but just like she wants to feel for vibrations, listen for anything which might be machinery.
Okay, perception.
Perception.
I'm gonna go up to that hill where I hid last time they did this and see if I see any other tracks that weren't ours.
Okay. You see wolf tracks. Y'all don't even need to roll. There's large canid tracks crisscrossing all over the place, like down past the alleyway.
Where's our wolf, by the way?
Lith has been trailing along behind you guys. At some point, she vanished to do something, and then like an hour later, she reappeared again.
I'll hold
seemingly-
up my flask of whiskey and be like, here, Lith.
Motherfucker. I'll bring her alcohol when I'm not around to tell you off.
If I see it, I'll mumble something about giving dumb animals alcohol while drinking some of my own vodka.
I won't say anything and just look at you, and then take a sip of my whiskey, and then put it away.
Yeah, Lith doesn't seem to have any particular interest in imbibing the alcoholic beverages. Maybe it's something to do with the alcoholic taste. But yeah, you spot, like I said, you spot a bunch of wolf tracks crisscrossing the location that you guys were spying on this thing from. They, as you follow them, you also realize they cross directly into like the little alleyway in front of the cave. One or two lead up to the cave itself. And actually, that's actually kind of funny how as you were listening in at the cave entrance, you look down at the arm and you notice that there are teeth marks on the arm, as if someone had tried to have a go at this thing.
Stupid mutts.
I'll ask Lith if she's seen any like wolves close to us.
She turns and faces in the northeast direction, and she has a low growl, like an audible one, but you can feel it through her coat.
Are they like really close, Lith? Should we be worried about them?
She huffs and kind of just turns her back towards that direction, as if like there's nothing to be worried about for now.
All right. Well, if they get too close, let me know, and I'll go and set them on fire.
All right. But yeah, otherwise, apart from that, Hal, you don't detect any kind of there's no pitter patter of like little pebbles rolling off the mound. There's no vibrations coming through the wall. All seems quiet on the northern front. No.
Northwestern front.
Western
Okay.
Front's the book. But Sean has a quick daydream about that stupid kobold camp being overrun by wolves.
So yeah, Hal's going to head back and give him sort of wee shrug as she approaches. Well, they don't seem to be minding their way out. Or at least not at the moment. I can't hear anything. How long do you think the power calls last for?
Kev, what's the situation with like solar power in this?
Yeah, I mean, it exists obviously because like plants are solar powered, you know. But like, I don't think anyone has actually like industrially invented solar technology yet. If I'm not sure if you remember this because I'm not sure if you're part of the party when they discovered. I think you were. No, I'm not sure if you were, but they discovered that these constructs at least are clockwork in nature, and that their power source is kind of like this kind of like complicated kind of ball spring that's inside their chest. Yeah, it was a kinetic battery. You have no way of knowing how long it lasts, so I don't think any of you roll high enough to.
Yeah,
to
and the intact one we had, we experimented too hard upon.
Yeah, it can't be forever, obviously, because you saw clear signs of evidence of them going back to the tower to kind of like get their ball kinetic batteries things wound up again. But if it's a day, if it's a week, if it's a month, you have no idea.
Probably should have not broken that thing. But you know, science.
I mean, is it science or is it magic? Or are they both the same thing? Who knows?
It's science if you break it. It's magic if it works.
So what's the plan now?
Let's continue on to the mine.
So we're at the mine.
Luna, what are you doing, Pete?
I am making sure that our camp is safe.
No,
Hi, Luna.
I mean, what are you doing in real life? You seem distracted.
No.
Okay,
Me?
so no. So Luna, can you hear us?
Yes, Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
Hold
hear
on.
you.
Then yeah, I'm doing laundry.
So a mole rat brings you an eyeball.
Me?
No. Luna.
I handed it to Tyler.
Yeah, it is a mechanical eyeball. It is one of the construct's eyeballs.
I can't eat this.
I go to follow the mole rats to have it show me where it found it.
It leads you slightly further westwards, about 80 feet to 100 feet, towards another alcove face. And you can tell that this is the place where one of you squeezed through into some sort of like a side passage, like some side network tunnel. I think it was the cat.
I think I sent my unseen servant to squeeze through.
Oh yes, this is where you guys recovered that pile of gems and crystals.
Ah, okay.
So you guys,
I don't really want to go anywhere without the rest of the party, though.
Is there more foot traffic this way, like heavy foot traffic, like from the machines?
you don't need to roll a survival check. It doesn't seem like it. Like the ground here is largely undisturbed. The only tracks that have been leading up to your place, this place here, you gather look like yours. Because I think you guys have been up here once before.
Yes.
So yeah, I assume the entire party's here. By the way, like you guys followed her.
Yeah.
Ella's returned because she couldn't
Okay.
hear anything.
All right. Well, I'll follow Lena. So where are we going, Lena?
She
We were
points
following her to
to the alcove, yeah.
I'm going, but I'm looking at her little parade of creatures and seeing if there's one that's more corporeal than the other ones that I could snag and eat.
You try several times, but they all seem to be insubstantial. Although it's weird because it's clear that they can pick things up because they periodically bring her flowers and leaves. And
the mole's the first one I go for when she's not looking. That little shit brought back an eyeball. I'm gonna eat that bastard. But nope,
Every
right through it.
time he tries to grab one of my creatures, I try and pet him.
Took it to the point where she's gonna be sitting there petting me, and I'm just swiping like berserk at all of her little creatures. It's like if you didn't know what was going on, you would just walk away very confused.
This is some furry thing gone wrong.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave.
All right, so you guys are gathered before. In fact, you know what? It depends what you guys are doing. Yeah, so it's clear that like last time I think, you sent your unseen servant through, right? And that he brought back in piecemeal one by one like these gems until it basically ran out of things to bring back out. The gap isn't wide enough for, especially it's, Luna could probably squeeze through because she's a small sized creature, but the rest of you would have issues squeezing through there unless it was somehow wider.
I'm a small cat. I don't
that's right.
recognize the law of physics. I could squeeze through that shit.
Right. So Luna and Sean, you gather from your survey of this passage that you could probably slip through simply enough, and Lith could as well. But Hal and Rex, Hal and Tylos.
I've got a +6 to acrobatics.
Yeah.
I'll look at my stomach and be like, I can wait out here if you guys want. Will I physically be able to get in?
It would be hard pressed. It's possible, but like there would be checks involved.
I'm gonna try.
So who's going in first if you guys are planning on going in?
I'll
I got no
try and go
problem.
in first.
I'll go in second then.
I'll go in third. Just so Hal can push me in case I get stuck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Alright.
I can cast grease on the area.
You know what? That
Let's-
would definitely help.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. If you're casting grace, I'm going for first because I am not having that shit all over me. Thank you very much.
It was a joke. I don't have grease ready.
By the way, you guys might need to update your HPs because you've long rested and stuff, so you're definitely not injured.
Oh. What's my max HP? 20.
Alright, so let me. Everyone can see, yes?
Yep.
So Luna goes first.
Is it assumed we have our equipment? before we go in here?
I can't see anything.
Nor can I.
Yeah.
Let's see. It might be the whole Fog of War thing. No, Fog of War is off. Lighting. Illumination.
I see myself. I don't see anybody else.
What are your dark visions? Why is it not set?
Dark
I
vision.
don't know.
What's that?
So how
I
should
I
you be able to
literally-
see things?
I can see
I
things.
literally-
I'm outside the cave of Tylos.
Right, so
I
you,
can literally just see my token. Everything else is black.
Sean, what's your dark vision?
Regular dark vision.
So 60 feet?
Yep.
Halflings don't get dark vision, do they?
I don't think so.
No, but I do have produce flame.
Okay, so you produce flame. Whoosh.
My eyes do that cat thing where they go real fucking dilated when she fires up the flame.
Wow, Luna, I didn't know you could do fire. That's cool. We have more in common than I thought.
Alright, so Talos, you see from the outside this flicker of light appear shining through. I think you can see like a shaft of it, right? Like,
Yeah. I guess I'll go into the light.
okay, who's going third, by the way?
That's Tylos.
Okay, so Talos, I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Fuck.
So you get about halfway in before something on your fancy wizard robe or cloak or jacket snags on something. And as hard as you try, you just can't seem to get it unsnagged. Like it seems like it's hooked on some kind of barb or rock or piece of jagged metal.
I will start cursing in Elvish.
Hey, language. What's the problem?
I'm stuck.
This fat ass is stuck. Ah!
Ah, gee. Kev, can I see through the shaft? I've got a wee gap.
Tylos is pretty much completely blocked.
I know, but can I see like a gap through there?
Yeah, you can.
Elsize walks up, puts her like holds on to Tylos's ankle, and I'll face step him inside.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that. So you guys appear inside the cave.
Just him. I can teleport myself or someone else.
Oh. I
I
understand.
still gotta try squeeze through.
So Talos, you just all of a sudden land sprawling on the ground, and for a moment you look down at your hands and your body, and your body and your hands seem to be doing this weird, like kind of like this weird superimposed kind of thing. Like
Kind
there's
of like
It's
incorporeal.
colourful.
You know, I'm going to do an Arcana check to work out if I know what this is.
Okay.
It's flickery, and there are little pink flower petals dripping.
Hell,
not-
hell, you need to teach me how to do this. It's cool.
Yeah, and then
maybe sometime.
after like 3 or 4 seconds, all the like the extra hands like that are superimposed of each other kind of coalesce into your hand, and then that effect goes away.
Alright. Hell's gonna try crawl through.
Okay. Athletics check. So
15.
yeah, so it's an uncomfortable fit, and at some points you kind of have to do that super gross, disgusting thing where you kind of have to like squeeze your shoulder at a weird angle and kind of lead with one arm first. And if you're claustrophobic at all, this would definitely fucking trigger. Like you'd be having full out panic attack. But yeah, you managed to get yourself through. I don't know if any of you are actually claustrophobic.
Oh, I am.
Sounds pretty horrible.
I think Luna actually likes small spots, so.
Yeah, because big things can't get to you in small spots. So as Luna shines her light around, you guys see that the wall of this place are scraped out by some sort of ancient mining operation. However, that mining operation is obviously like long since abandoned because all of the working, all of the wood is kind of in poor repairs. All of the struts and stuff, their timbers fallen down, ropes frayed and rotting. One entire face of the wall is kind of like there's some sort of water seepage going on, and like the entire wall has just turned into like one wall of like mildew run. I don't know if you know what that is. Towards the north, there is a separate passageway that leads into an antechamber. That seems to be where the water is flowing. So I'll show it. I'll draw it actually, kind of like it's kind of like this. It's like one face that's basically there's like water running down the wall, and it's turned the entire wall to like moss and mildew. The water runs west around this bend, going up north into this river, where it flows into like a kind of like a shallowed pool that fills the majority of this room. Like the pool doesn't look very deep. It looks to be about like at most a foot deep, at least like a couple of inches, and then it seems to seep off somewhere into the floor itself. Towards your east, you see signs of metal. In fact, familiar-looking metal. You see what appears to be the remains of several pieces of construct. One looks to be the lower half torso, so like the legs of the construct bot. The other one just looks to be the back of like a hopper, but it's clear that the hopper from the mining bot has been shorn or torn loose from the thing itself because of the jagged metal that where its body should be. But it's embedded in this, just like this rubble pile. It's clear that some of them were blown in this direction before being caught by this rock fall. It's substantial. You would expect you would need proper mining equipment and several hours, if not days, of work to clear past this obstruction. What are each of you doing once you're in here?
I'm gonna look for another construct head. Just look around, see if we can find another one, or a chest where I can find anything of value that we can
Okay,
strip.
roll me an investigation. Hal,
Yeah.
roll me an investigation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for like any more gemstones or anything like that.
I think I'm gonna send my entourage in all directions.
Okay, I heard you, but you were... So just to clarify, you were sending your entourage out to look for any additional... I think I missed the last part.
I'm sending them to look for anything in all direction.
Okay. So a few of them like take off, and sooner or later. So that's the weird thing about your entourage is that as soon as some of them go out of sight, well, unbeknownst to everyone, they kind of just flicker out, and then at some point they're replaced by more appropriately assumed suitable biome creatures. So a bunch of mole rats go digging through random crevices and holes.
Do they like pop?
Kind of. So Tylos, you are looking for more gems.
Yep.
You see several like things that look like gems, but upon closer like embedded in the walls themselves. But upon closer investigation, they look to be things like gypsum and feldspar and things that don't have any real like gem value. There's the odd quartz and such, which might be worth like, you know, a chit or two, but like it's nothing to start up a mining operation without.
Okay.
How? You know what? I will say that in your investigation, even though despite the fact that you rolled a 7, you assessed that the roof of this place isn't particularly safe. You know this despite your poor investigation, because when you went to poke at one of the roofs, a slab of stone measuring about your arm length fell off the roof and slammed onto your head and shoulder, dealing you 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And you realize why this is why miners always wear hard hats.
Son of a bitch.
You expect that if there were to be a commotion, a loud commotion or explosions in this place, parts of the roof might start caving in. And Luna,
Are there any alive robots?
it doesn't appear to be.
Are any of the robots really alive?
What were you doing, Sean?
I was looking for valuable scrap bits, like a head or a chest of the.
So you were over at the wall, kind of digging through it.
I didn't see why they're not considered alive.
Tylos was investigating.
I ain't found shit.
Hal was kind of testing structural integrity.
Okay,
Luna,
You gotta comb the
You-
desert harder.
you roll. Nobody's allowed to make any noise or bump anything too hard. Because this place could come down in a heartbeat. This is really not safe in here.
so
Maybe we should go.
So after a while, your moles start reappearing, and they're carrying all sorts of scrap material. There's like something that looks like a finger, or possibly a robot penis, if they have penises, which I'm pretty sure they don't. So it's probably a finger. Maybe it's a toe.
I mean, if you're gonna make a robot, you might as well give it a penis.
Well, I don't know. They're mining robots and that kind of thing. Like, why would you give them sexual organs?
Do they really need it?
Precisely.
Do
Frankly,
you really need it?
can we stop talking about the sexual organs of miners? This is making me uncomfortable.
I wonder if
That's how you
Dragonborn
get on the
have
list.
That's how come Google's asking where you work at.
Can you just fucking die, Pete?
All right, but Sean, you
This
spot
is why you hack naked.
a head that's kind of face down. You thought it was a rock at first, but just because of the way it's corroded and tarnished, and you're like, "Ooh, robot head!" But when you reach out and touch it, the structure of the head caves in on itself. It crumples in on itself, like abnormally weirdly so, as if like it had just been. How to best describe this? It's like as
Hollow?
if not just hollow, but like the very metal itself has gone completely brittle.
It's like corroded or
Oh, motherfucker!
disintegrated.
I don't know if Sean knows what rust monsters are. I guess he's about to find out.
Well, it's not so much a rust monster, but you are correct. You guys should roll initiative.
Really?
I will
You
bring
guys,
that-
there's something strange over. Oh fuck!
Actually, let me clear the turnover first. But I'll add you, Thomas. Don't worry about it.
Could I say that Hal will probably be by the entry, given she's nervous about the roof collapsing?
Sure. I should install the API for that turn tracker thing on this one as well. I forgot to do it. I was messing around with APIs a whole bunch, guys, and I discovered some awesome ones. Some just ones that are fantastic. There's one that tells you like who's the current turn.
Oh, did you get that working?
They're working.
Oh, excellent.
Right. So this. Sorry, I'm having issues here at the moment.
Hang on, wait. Why am I away from everybody?
You are investigating the walls. Yes.
Oh,
For
yeah.
gems.
I shouldn't be able to because I can't see.
Oh, well, you need some kind of light source.
I will cast dancing lights on myself then.
Okay. Could you post dancing lights? Just so that I can. Oh shit! This is that spell.
And
Yeah.
I'll have them like just slightly across the wall. Yeah, it's a real pain for the DM and the lighting, right?
It's fine.
How about I just have them circling my head?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, he's like, it's fine, but no. He's like, it's whatever. Mother effer.
Is it 3 or 4?
4.
And they can be max of no more than 10 feet away from each other at all times. Yeah, there you go. How's that? Is that better? Actually, if you're surveying the room, they'd probably be more like this, right?
Yeah.
And it's 20 feet.
Oh, 20 feet, yeah. Sure, then we'll do...
It's 10-foot radius light, 20-foot radius reach.
We'll do that. How's that? So what appears out of the wall, so out of the rubble pile, seeping into the cracks, and out of the very robot frames and bodies and corpses themselves, is this thing. I meant this thing. God. Yeah, there we go. This thing. Layers. And it getting somewhat of a surprise round on you, Sean, is going to attempt. It is going to attempt to. Wait, what?
Don't worry, guys. I found some goop. Oh god, it's alive.
I don't. Where is this attack option?
Oh, it just wants to be my buddy. I can deal with that.
Can't attack, we win.
I mean, you joke, but if we could somehow get this thing like contained, this could be great against the construct. I'm assuming.
Okay, this is just weird now. Yeah, I think they've modified the sheet or something, and it's like kind of like half broken it. God damn it, Roll20.
Yeah, I had that happen. You know how I kept bitching about the Red Brand Ruffians at the beginning of Lost Mines? It was doing an update, and I guess I didn't let it update enough, and I had no longer had the attacks. So I just was rolling actual dice.
Ten misses, yes.
Yeah. Thank Jesus.
Okay. So it attempts to subsume you under this tide of burning black acid, and as it moves over the metal stuff, you can see various elements on the arms and legs and Hopper kind of like sizzle and hiss as this thing moves over, and some of it like crumples in on itself. Apparently, it was eating whatever was inside this pile and was taking its sweet time. but you disturbing it has kind of triggered its ire, and it seems to be going for Falchion. Like it's less trying to attack you than it is trying to go for a metallic object. How do you respond?
Panic. Throw laser chakrams at it.
Now, do the laser chakrams explode? Is the question.
No, they don't. But light.
But light explodes. I'm kidding.
What? Yeah, I'm going to use my key point for a flurry here.
How
three attacks.
else can Luke Skywalker fire a photon torpedo?
With an X-wing.
26, 18 is 7.
Okay, well the 26 obviously hits, and the 18 obviously hits.
So 19 radiant.
Okay.
And after the attack, she's going to move back. Hexes are weird. And that is my turn. Yeah. Quiet.
Tyler,
Did I even notice the noise?
you heard Sean, I guess curse or yell something.
Yeah, but my question to you was, did I notice? Do
I
I,
mean-
do I really want to go and save Sean? Yeah, I do.
And then, after Sean or whatever yelled, Hal.
I'll come
you saw-
over here.
Yeah, you saw Hal leap into action and fire.
When I hear Hell's in trouble, I'll be like, oh shit, what is that black thing?
You see an amorphous black goon monster currently trying to roll Sean over.
Zap!
Oh wow!
Zap! Oh,
Well, you're not 5th level yet, so you don't get to, right?
yeah, but I can blow a sorcery point.
Yeah, okay. But you need to say that beforehand, by the way.
Oh, sorry. What I meant by zap was zap, and then I blow a sorcery point and zap.
Okay. But the second one misses. In fact, the second one strikes something in the wall itself. And there's some kind of crumple and a punt. And something kind of like shatters and, for lack of a better word, explodes outward, sending rock piles flying out of the rocky mound. The only creatures who are caught in this blast is the pudding, Sean, and Luna. So I need each of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw as you're showered in metal and rock fragments.
Of course, it was him.
Are we playing
What am I
critical
rolling?
fail?
Dex save. Yeah, so you both make it. The blast of these rock chunks is largely absorbed by the amorphous mass of this goo monster. You guys end up taking just like bits and pieces of it, absorbing 6 points of light slashing, piercing damage. This thing takes the brunt of it. But yes, you also managed to nail it with your fireball.
Thanks for that.
You always knew that the wizard was trying to kill you, Sean.
All right,
Now you have proof. Sean, it's now your turn.
All right. Question: is Luna within 5 feet of it?
She is.
Fantastic. Want to attack it as my action? Sneak attack it twice, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage the fuck up out of here.
That's not. You take 3 acid damage as you cut into this thing, and there's a splash of acid that gets onto your coat, burning away some of your fine fur. That's going to take weeks to grow back,
Yeah.
and it's never going to taste the same again when you groom yourself.
I'm not looking forward to it, but it's going to have to happen. But yeah, I do that. So to
Falchion does not take any damage from its corrosive properties because Falchion is technically a magical weapon.
Yes.
It takes a bunch of damage though, but wow, you guys are cutting it apart. Jesus. Luna, it is now your turn.
We did get some lucky crits.
Oh, Kev, some of my spells have disappeared. That's weird.
Okay, so
I forgot.
What?
Motherfucker.
When
Is it-
Falchion, when Sean cut it with Falchion, he split it in two.
I'm assuming
Wait, no,
slashing
it's
is
gonna do
bad.
that. Didn't know it was gonna do that.
Talos, shut the fuck up.
Look what he did.
Shut up.
Listen, asshole, you're the one that fucking fireballed me.
Do you want me to fucking come over there and deck the both of you? Keep your fucking voices down.
That's a good point.
okay, so I back up 5 feet.
You need to disengage. You've been playing too much Pathfinder or 3.5.
No, he can try and take me.
Oh, okay. It is going to attempt to do so. But I don't think you're wearing any metal, right? Oh,
No.
does
I'm
a 20
wearing
hit?
metal. 20 does hit.
Okay, so you suffer 27 combined damage, 9 bludgeoning, and 18 acid. It rolled high.
Ouch! And that actually puts me down.
I don't know why I clicked that.
So as Luna attempts to scramble backwards away from this thing lashes out. It subsumes part of her, and as she rolls out of its reach, you can see that there's like nasty burns that just like it's like 3rd-degree burns across half her body as she rolls and slups to the ground unconscious. I don't think she's dead outright, right?
I'm at minus 12,
Yeah, but you need to be at minus your max HP.
so minus 15.
Yeah, so close. Close. It is now its turn. Luna's not wearing any metal. Sean is. I think, Tylos, you have various metal trinkets on you, don't you?
No.
It's Hell and Sean.
I have a glass bottle.
Yeah. You have a glass bottle, but you do have various just bits of metal on you, like buckles and that kind of thing. But I think it is going to go after Hell because Hell has the largest concentration of metal. Hell and Sean. So this north one is going to just roll directly over Luna without attacking her, but she is going to suffer some corrosive damage. So you fail 1 death saving throw, Luna, as this thing just passes over and kind of burns you on its way past. Sean, it is going to try and pseudopod you. Actually, Luna, I forgot its acid damage is also halved, so you only suffered 4 acid damage from that. So that should have been. It should have been 9 bludgeoning. It should have been 13 damage overall. So are you actually unconscious?
Oh, no, I would have been up then.
Oh, okay. Then take your turn as usual.
So I would have, you said how much?
You suffered a total of 13 damage, 9 bludgeoning, 4 acid, because it rolled low on the first 2 die.
I'm at 2 health points.
Okay, so what did you want to do with the rest of your turn?
I was gonna moonbeam them.
Oh, okay. Constitution saving throw. Okay, so the south one suffers the full brunt of it. I think the north one still takes half damage though, right?
Yeah. And let's center
Ooh.
on the north wall.
Ooh. Okay, so yes, the north one is going to go The north one is going to go for Sean. So you get an attack of opportunity on it as it surges past you.
Who, Tyler's?
Luna does. If she has a melee weapon.
Tyler's
I
has
mean-
no melee weapon.
I mean, Luna, you can choose not to attack it because you know that like punching with melee hurts. Wow. Describe how you wanna smash this thing as it surges past you.
Well, it's just goop, so it kind of just goes goop.
You take a baseball bat swing, you splatter, and the splatter goes everywhere and goes on you, and it burns, and you fall unconscious. So she takes a baseball bat to this thing, just sprays it all over the wall and the ceiling, and then some of it drips on her, and she flails around and then falls over unconscious. Yes, this thing's going to go after Sean. Sean has Falchion, who's the largest piece of metal.
It started its turn in the middle.
How big is Falchion?
It's almost
Pretty
as big.
big.
as
It's
Oh,
a little
wow.
ridiculous.
a cat that size shouldn't be able to use a weapon that size, by the way. But like,
If it's a sentient weapon, it can kind of
Yeah.
swing itself. Can't
no,
it?
Falchion literally flies around him.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't it get more moonbeam?
I think
Is it concentration?
I think technically it happens at the start of his turn, not the turn that you put it on.
It's concentration, so it would have ended.
It took damage anyway, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so it attacks Sean, trying to go for Falchion. Damn it, I closed my sheet. Why did I do that? $18 hit
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna go down.
for 5 bludgeoning and 12 acid damage.
Yep, I'm down.
As it just rolls directly over you, and it doesn't even seem to be going for you. It seizes up Falchion and kind of just like wraps it into itself, and currently it's just completely wrapped around Falchion, and it's just sitting on your body, kind of trying to eat Falchion. But Falchion doesn't seem to be taking any damage at all from it.
Hopefully he's smart enough to know to get the fuck away from me, so I don't just sit in acid.
Well, he can only go 5 feet away from you, so
Still better
ow.
than nothing.
it is your turn.
Okay. Let's get the fuck away. It clearly just steamrolls over fucking anything that gets in its way. So now I'm going to move back into the corner here, and I'll use my key point to do the laser flurry thing, because I want to kill this thing right quick.
I mean, there's a good chance that you'll be able to, unless you miss every single thing.
Wow, that could have been better.
Funnily enough, the 6 will do it. Oh no, actually no, never mind. You didn't crit.
Nope.
So it's still alive.
Am I
Son
going
of
to
a
have to
bitch.
deal with this?
It may or may not have 1 hit point.
Well, that's my turn.
So Tylos, this thing is ripped to shreds and ribbons. It's splattered all over the place, but there's still a core of it, a slender of it, coiled up like a helix around this magical sword that's kind of struggling in its grasp. This is your best opportunity if you really wanted the sword to be destroyed. You could like try and dispel the protection on the sword, and then the black pudding would dissolve it, and then you'd be free of this annoying sword.
God, don't tell me this.
Why would you say that, kid?
Talos hesitates
Just
for a moment,
move.
looks at Luna, looks at Hal, and Hal seems very just not disappointed, but just, you know. I assume Hal would be very disappointed if I was to destroy the sword. So I'll let a really deep sigh. And just firebolt it, like, and then gonna use my spell points to firebolt it again if I haven't hit it. If I haven't, actually, you know what? Even if I miss it, I'm still gonna firebolt it again.
Yeah, you'd be at disadvantage because you're attacking from melee. But 18 hits, and your second fireball hits it, it roars up the sword, and the sword. Actually, the sword doesn't say anything. You're not sure if it's because Sean's unconscious or what, but the fire roars up the pudding. It consumes almost all of it, and the sword goes clattering into the corner, and it just lies there still. And this thing is just incinerated.
You see, Hal, I helped them. Okay.
Al runs over to help Luna.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I cast Healing Spirit.
You're unconscious.
I am.
Yeah, you took 2 acid damage when you attacked opportunity the creature. So how do you assist? Actually, Sean's turn first. So Sean and Luna, could you each roll a death saving? So it doesn't matter. I don't even think it matters if you roll a 1. Okay, so both Luna and Sean succeed 1 death saving throw, and then Hal, you run over and try and stabilize.
Actually,
Luna
you know
or
what?
Sean?
I'm going to try to stabilize Sean and get Tylos to stabilize Luna, because Tylos probably wouldn't have his heart in it if he was stabilizing Sean.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna help Luna first.
Remember, I think some of you are carrying healing potions if you wanted to use them.
I mean, they look alright at the moment, so let's just... Is it medicine?
Yes, it's
No.
medicine.
I wanna look after Sean.
This sounds weird. Concern.
First,
Alright.
I'm gonna drag his body into the water, and then try and stabilize him.
I guess I'll help Luna then.
Okay. Roll me medicine check.
Rip.
So yeah,
Do I get advantage for putting him in the water?
no. So neither of you manage to stabilize them. They don't suffer death saving throws for your failure though, but however they will have to roll another death saving throw each a piece. So they're close to stabilizing on their own. They've both succeeded twice. So you guys can try again, or you could feed them a healing potion. It's up to you.
I'm going to use the medicine again, because it doesn't seem urgent. 13.
So yeah. You managed to stabilize Luna. It looks like, to your assessment, that she should be up. She should be conscious within the hour or so. It's mostly just some bad acid burn. She was kind of more in shock than anything. However, you don't manage to stabilize Sean. Sean is still. Did you really drag him into the water?
Just like into like put his feet in it or something, you know, or his hand, you know, just to fuck with him.
Right. So Sean has 2 successes and 1 fail. You know, if you don't manage to medicine check him properly and stabilize him, and he rolls a 1, he could potentially die.
Okay, I will properly try this time. I mean,
I will go ahead and roll my save. Hopefully,
I'm
I
a doctor,
don't roll
but
a
I'm
1.
not that kind of doctor.
I think this is
But I'm not a licensed physician.
this is the point where we bring in both.
Oh,
God!
oh,
Oh wow! I was really scared for a sec there.
oh. So
Jesus Christ!
you're on 2 fails, 2 successes, It's right down to the line. Do you have any inspiration? And also, Tylos, do you have a healing potion?
Don't.
Nope.
Who has the healing potions?
I don't know.
Is it Luna or is it Hell? Because I know I rolled the check which found the potions.
I feel like we've used them. I may be wrong.
Did we?
Yeah, I felt like we used them all.
So I'm gonna point
When?
this out now. Hal will notice that Luna has a healing pack on her with a healer's kit.
Shit, how do you
I-
use those?
I will try
gives you
to save
advantage.
scene.
No, it's an automatic
Okay.
success if you use it.
Hey?
It's automatic success if you were to use a charge from the
Okay. Well, you let me, because I think Hell has enough movement, because she's a wicked fast. Does she have enough to grab the healer's kit, run over to Sean, and then use that on him?
You sure?
Okay.
Probably.
Yes, I am sure.
Doesn't it take an action to pick up the kit?
No, you get
What?
one free. No, you get one free item interaction
Yeah.
per turn.
Why are you trying to kill the cat?
No reason.
Item interaction. Pick up healer's kit. Move. Move toward the kitty. Standard action. Apply healer's kit thing.
So yeah, you managed to do so. You apply some sort of like a stimulant to his shocky form, and he starts breathing with a less ragged pattern, and it seems like he's going to pull through it after all. Although it looked touch and go there for a second, whilst Tylos is half waterboarding him.
Hey, I
Why
did
is he
try.
in the water?
I tried.
But he looks like he'll take a little bit longer to come back around than Luna.
I thought it'd be funny if he
Yeah.
woke up in the water.
Hell is going to very carefully move him out of the water
no,
because
it's
being
fine.
cold is
He's
probably
fine
bad.
now. He's fine.
Tylos, he's going to be cold.
It's alright, I can heat him up.
She's moving him out of water anyway.
Oh, you're no fun.
Diane isn't fun.
He wasn't dying, he's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna sit down and take a rest.
I didn't try and half-ass it. I didn't.
What? Yeah, because he has fire spells. What were you thinking?
Don't worry, I can get him more by setting him on fire.
That's
No,
what
I mean,
said.
I didn't half-ass trying to heal him, Hell. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, so we're just gonna wait around for everyone to wake up. Wait around very quietly. I mean, Hell is gonna take a short rest anyway.
Okay,
It's not what Tylos wants to do.
so both Hal and Tylos can get in a short rest because
I'm fine.
you wait for an hour for Luna to come back around, but she does so. Sean looks like he's still out there.
Actually, no, you know what? I will take a short rest.
Okay.
Because then I get a spell back.
You get the wizards.
I didn't use any spells, so I'm fine.
I'm going to sit on Sean because he's technically down and cast Healing Spirit.
Okay, that works. You're small creatures. You can occupy each other's space.
Yeah.
So you each regain like a bunch of freaking hit points, right? It's like 10 something. It's like 10 rolls. Just roll them all at once. And I'll allow you to split some onto Hell if you guys overflow.
Yeah, well, if they can enter the same square as the Healing Spirit, and it heals them too.
You know what? You're not in combat, and I've always said that you guys aren't like you're not literally 5 feet wide. You're not big fat, so it's only in combat that like just roll. You don't have to roll them all. You can just roll them together.
Roll 10d6, I think.
Yeah, just roll 10d6. It's fine.
No
Although
fun.
those are some high rolls. So all of you regain 33 hit points as you huddle around this healing spirit.
Yeah, I think I'm at full.
And Sean, you
Uh.
gasp for wait, and you glance down, and like all of you watch kind of weirdly as all of the burns and stuff kind of fade as this healing spirit washes over you, and then with each wave of this healing spirit as it pulses over you, you watch as some of the follicles of your fur grow back, your skin kind of like decalcifies. Is that a word? It is now.
You might want to cast Prestidigitation to get that acid flavor out.
Yeah.
If I had it, I would, but I do not. That thing sucked.
I'll cast it on him. And then look away.
Very confused, I looked over at why this fucking guy is just against me. It's trying to do something nice.
It's not as if I like
kinda
you or
like-
anything.
Yeah.
Baka senpai.
I will give him a really confused and like side eye, and like make sure he's not trying to set me on fire or something.
There are these
Then I'll
red.
notice
Let
my
it be-
feet are wet, and I'll do one of those cat things where I kind of like hunch down to smell it to make sure I didn't piss myself when I died. Like, this isn't pee. This isn't pee at all.
It smells a little bit briny and acidic, but otherwise it's not
I'll
pee.
just, you know what? I'll just assume it's some sort of weird effect from that acid thing. Is there anything left of the acid thing?
Yes, they are. They look to be some puddles in the ground, and when
I
you
have to go
drop
pick
like
up. I have to go pick up Falchon anyways.
Yeah.
I won't even
Uh,
care that Luna's petting me.
so, Falchion is currently like kind of like he's not active, but you know that it's not because he died or anything. It's because like when you're rendered unconscious, it takes a while for you to reestablish like psychic connection with it, and it only
just gonna
seems to
sit-
operate.
I'm gonna sit there with Luna petting me, and I'm gonna do the Luke Skywalker hanging upside down in the cave, and just kind of stick my hand out to Falchon, and then eventually he just flies into my hand.
So after now, when you kind of like reestablish a human with it, it comes back to life.
then
And
I'll-
it's
yeah.
and it says something about interruption.
Yeah, no, that sucked. Acid things, don't cut them. And I'm gonna take a picture of these. Oh, actually, I'm gonna ask. Should I take a picture of these things? I mean, we're in the mine. Maybe we want deniability.
Yes.
Do we take a picture or not?
Might as well.
The thing actually tells you what they are. They're called black puddings. And they have
Don't smell like any pudding I ever had.
some sort of natural affinity to corroding metals. That's part of their life cycle. And it's like it starts like it's stuff that you don't understand. It has like genus and like like species type and classification.
Classification home.
Actually, Falchion says, shit.
Dissection home. No, we're not cutting them. Last time we cut them up, I died.
Yeah.
I'll tell everyone. Well, apparently these are black pudding, and I will make a mental note that they are awful.
Yep, and it has like caution directly beneath it. And it says,
Yeah,
caution.
shit.
Do not
Good.
the image, the rangefinder tells you under one of its classifications. It says caution, do not bisect, and do not expose to lightning energy sources.
Well, the good news is we did 2 of the 3 things we weren't supposed to do, so at least we didn't hit it with lightning.
I'm just reading the comments. All right, so once you guys are kind of like up and running again, feeling much better, you test out the acid remains a little bit, and when you drop stones in them, they hiss a little bit, but there's no visible response. They seem to be still acidic but inert. What are you guys doing?
I think me and Hal are kind of collaborating in a corner.
Whispering about something
Talking about
And-
boys.
and giggling.
I'm gonna light up my pipe.
I'm just gonna sit there and kind of collect my thoughts about how I don't like black pudding.
All right. So after you guys finish, so is the plan to try and to somehow make it past this barricade, or is the plan to skedaddle out of the hole? Actually, it's probably. I want to turn on global illumination, but you know what? I could probably. Yeah, there we go. That works. So it's daylight outside, but it's dark inside. Can you guys see that beam of daylight coming inside?
Yep.
Right? Isn't it just grey?
I don't even. So okay, so what's the plan?
I mean, is there anywhere else we can go in here?
Yeah, it doesn't appear like you guys could make it past this barricade without actual equipment to do so. And in order to get actual equipment into here, you probably have to clear out this obstruction that you just managed to squeeze through. So maybe you need to come back with like, you could always hire people. Like, you don't have to do it yourself.
That's no fun. Although the mine is ours, so eventually it will get opened.
Well, technically, at the moment, yeah, the mine is under your kind of like your claim, but typically companies like yours don't develop the mines themselves. They just survey it, render it safe, and then sell off the rights to someone else at like a marked up price. And obviously, the more you render it safe, the more you can command for a price.
I guess I'll try to squeeze through there.
Through where?
To get through the barricade, or is there? I'll see if there's any space I can squeeze through it.
Okay. As far as you can tell, you start to try to like loosen up a couple of stones or something and find a passageway. Which barricade are you talking about? The eastern one or the one that you came through?
Which was the eastern one?
So the eastern one is where the oozes came out.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Fuck that. Don't want to know what's behind there. I've changed my mind. I'm just gonna sit here and see what everyone else does.
I mean, I'm keen to leave.
Yeah, you know what? That wasn't fun.
As we get stronger, I should have access to stronger creatures to turn into, so if we wait a little bit, I can actually dig us out. But that's going to be a couple weeks.
Well, we'll note it to come down later.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are going to assume you guys are attempting to leave. Again, Luna and Sean, no problem at all. The gap is you're small enough that you can work your way through the gap without too much of an issue.
Not Pete, Kev, for Tylos going through, can I have Hal, like, stick her staff in the gap and try and lift it a wee bit to give Tylos some room? Like, leverage it up a bit?
The gap is small enough that you sticking your staff in it makes the room even less.
Okay,
Like,
I'm not going to do that, yeah.
I'm talking about like crawling through like a kinked air conditioning vent.
Yeah.
That's like the only upside to it is that it's not very long. It's only like it's only like a 4 or 5 foot passage. It's not like you're not crawling for like 30 feet or something. I mean, even talking about that in real life, I'm not particularly claustrophobic, but when I see those people squeezing through those fucking vents that are like 1 foot wide, and
Fuck that.
I'm like, fuck that. Yeah. So yeah, is Tylos or Hal going through?
Tylos,
Tylos,
go first.
Okay, so athletics check for Tylos.
Do you want me to hold on to your robe before you go through?
My what?
Do you want me to hold on to your robe so it doesn't get nicked on anything?
Are you asking me to take my clothes off? And then I'm
Well,
going
you
to go through.
Yeah, I am. He's not going to get fucking stuck again.
Yeah, so whatever the barb that you got caught on last time when you went through, evidently the barb was facing the opposite way, because this time you just look through it, no issues at all. And you pop out directly into the sunlight and see Hal and Luna outside. Sorry, Sean and Luna outside. My bad. The only last one remaining is Hal.
Hal steps back. She gets the run up. She runs toward the gap. She dives toward it and face steps through, landing in a roll on the other side.
So you guys are watching the opening, waiting for Hal to come out, and you guys hear like some sort of like rustle or disturbance, and you turn around and look, and Hal is behind you guys looking at you, and then from stepping out from behind her knees is Lith, who's wagging her tail.
Good girl.
Hey, Lith, where were you when we fought the
Good
slimes?
She whines a little bit.
Yeah, you probably didn't
No.
want to fight them. They would have hit.
She was off somewhere not getting hurt. Yeah. Good girl, Lith.
Good girl, Lith, and I'll like offer her some whiskey.
Swear to God, Tylos. I swear to God,
I know she's not going to drink it. It's just funny.
do not enable her.
She likes it. She thinks it's funny too, don't
It's
you,
peer
Lith?
pressure. Next thing you're
I'll
going to be
bet-
teaching her
I'll
to
bet her.
smoke, giving her drugs and heroin or something.
And I'll
Fantasy heroin.
pull out a piece of jerky out of my belt and give it to her. Here you go.
Yeah, she'll accept it. No.
Good dog.
All right, so I'll bring you guys back to the Overland there, and then you guys. I'm actually kind of surprised that you guys critted the shit out of that black pudding.
Do we level up?
Well, we're going by milestones, so not necessarily. So, you know what? Maybe what you've learned so far in this campaign is that possibly picking fights with things isn't necessarily the most productive or lucrative thing.
Hey, we didn't pick a fight with those bastards. We were salvaging.
Yeah, exactly.
They picked a
Yeah.
fight with us.
There was a big group of enemies, and we did the smart thing and blew them up while they couldn't fight back.
And then when they were mining to try and dig out, the black puddings took advantage of your guys blowing them up to eat them all.
It's the circle of life. Wait, fucking what? Sons of bitches! That was my fucking salvage.
Let's just go to a new hex or grid. Let's get the fuck up out of this mine.
All right, so is your plan to swing east and try and make it across the river by nightfall?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would have to kind of like push it a little bit, not force marching or anything, but like in a hurry.
Well, we wouldn't necessarily need to cross the river like here, but if we went to this point here, this point here, and then went across to here to camp.
Yeah, you could do that.
Any objections?
Nope.
All right, so
I'll go with it.
I would like whoever's pathfinding to roll me a survival check. You won't be able to roll a stealth check because you're kind of going full speed.
I'll look at the druid. You're better at that than I am.
Well, I can try. Survival?
Yes, correct. Okay, so yeah, you make great time. The druid definitely knows her ways around the woods, and she takes you guys following like game trails and deer trails. At one point, as you guys are passing through a separate kind of like a trail through a little alleyway, one of your little forest friends comes over to you and presents you what appears to be a clump of fur. Lith takes one sniff at the fur, and her hackles go up.
I turn into a wolf.
Yeah, she barks at your wolf form.
And I sniff the fur.
Yeah, it smells like it's not any wolf that you've ever smelled. There's there's a hint of like sulfur and brimstone about it. Not very strong, but like there's like some sort of
Can I
Shit.
there's,
can I take a
there's some
look at
sort
it?
of taint about it.
They meant literal hellhounds. Fuck me.
Can I take a look at it?
Yep, you can. It's only a clump of fur though, so you'd need a pretty high like history check, I think.
I was going to do an Arcana check to see what kind of magics are on it.
Oh, okay. You could try and magic Arcana check. Yeah, as far as you can tell, after running like a couple of tests on it, nothing about this fur is magical. It doesn't seem to have come from a magical creature per se, but it definitely has that quality of like wolf fur.
You know what? Just because I want to try to one up him.
Hey, we were being friends, but now
Now,
Says put some booze.
but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. He's a wizard. He's trained in the arcane arts. I guess you're also trained in the arcane, but yours is less of a learned knowledge than it is imbued knowledge.
I'm getting knowledge from the sword. It's like I'm hooked up to like a something greater than I am.
Hooked on phonics.
Yeah, hooked on arcane sigils.
So the Falchion says,
Abomination.
"Yep, that's what he says." He says abomination when you present the fur to him.
Well, he doesn't seem to be a fan of it, so maybe we shouldn't be a fan of it. I'm gonna take a picture of it and see if anything comes up.
Falchion adds experimentation. Yeah.
Do I get anything from the picture?
It says unknown canid fur.
Well, I'm a cat, so I'm gonna do that cat thing. I'm gonna look around at everyone, and then I'm just gonna lick it.
Yeah, that hint of sulfur is definitely stronger. You don't think it's intrinsic in the sulfur in the fur itself. It's something that the fur has come in contact with.
I wonder
Well,
if it's like
guys-
a.
It tastes awful. A lot of sulfur.
Could there be thermal pools above us?
I mean, it's possible.
That's the right element, right? Sulfur, thermal pools.
Yep.
Oh shit, is that place like a giant hot spring? That place is a giant fucking hot spring. This is like a gold mine of real estate. Jesus.
aren't you glad it's ours?
Well, it's not ours because we haven't been up there.
Well, let's fix that. Just look out for these things.
Like, claim the area around the lake. Hire some like hunters and shit to come in and wipe out the wolves and whatever. And fucking set up some kind of fancy luxury resort by the lakeside.
And profit.
Profit.
Don't say hunt the wolves.
We hire people for that.
Oh no!
Don't
We're
say
gonna
it.
kill some stupid canine.
Don't say that while we have a wolf following us.
Hey, let's
They're
not
only
a
friends
wolf.
of yours. Yeah, Lith is Lith. She's not one of them.
That's a dog. That's like saying Sean is a cat.
I am a cat. Well, I come from a long line of cats.
I was a cat from my mother's side.
Yeah, don't even mess with my father. That's just a whole weird thing. Let's go. Actually, like, my ancestor was like a cat. Like, you know how cats rub up against everything? It rubbed up against a genie lamp, just being a cat. And, like, the genie didn't know what the cat wanted, so it just assumed it made it human. And the cat's like, oh, I can live with this. Now, my other two wishes are milk and food.
Why? No. So yeah. So is your guys' plan to swing north and go investigate the giant hot spring, quote unquote?
I think we wanted to still like look around the area first.
Yeah, just keep. We'll just make a note of it, and how about we map the whole area, and then once we know what we got, then we'll assume what's most important and make a list of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head east at about just past noon after you stop for a bit of a break and you start heading out again. I would like for everyone to roll me a perception check. Nice. So Luna, you're the one who spots this because you spot Lith. Lith, as she's wont to do, like bounce behind things, come back. She's like one of those dogs that while you guys are walking, she keeps ranging out, going somewhere and then coming back. Similar to your forest animals, but your forest animals seem to have more bring you trinkets in mind. I assume most of the trinkets after you've like basically oohed and out of them, you just return them back to the forest and where they came from. Seems like the druid thing to do. But you see Lith as she's bounding out to go somewhere, suddenly turn and look off towards the northeast, like ears cocked, and you kind of glance up in that direction to see what has caught her attention. And you see up by the hillside, about 1,000 feet out, maybe more, at the crest of the top of the hill, is seated, kind of like backlined against the sky, a rather large wolf. And it seems to be looking in your guys' general direction. And I say large as in like large, like I'm talking about like large.
Size of a horse.
Yeah, a horse-sized wolf.
So me as a wolf as well, since I'm still as a wolf, is I'm just sitting
Guys,
there cocking my head at it.
I have a feeling we're in a dire situation.
So are you a wolf or you're a dire wolf?
I did say wolf. I didn't say dire wolf, so wolf.
Okay.
But don't we normally like ride on you and stuff?
Have you guys seen Luna in dire wolf form? I think she
Yes,
can.
because
Done it
Helen
once,
rode
yeah.
on her.
Yeah, so you can tell that once she's like, I guess once you guys have clued up onto her like body language and what she's looking at, the risk you catch this thing, you can tell that this thing is bigger than her dire wolf form.
Oh boy.
Let's not fuck with that.
Yeah, let's head south immediately.
So
I mean, if we get in trouble, just leave the cat because dogs hate cats.
We'll leave the other dog. Maybe they could mate and never see either one of them again.
I'm sorry, can you not fucking talk about my dog like that?
I
Our
mean,
dog.
worst case scenario.
Lith comes over for some reason and starts sniffing at your butt. No, I'm kidding. No. So yeah, you guys. So your guys is to essentially give this thing some space, turn off in a tangent, and start heading away from it.
Yep. I mean, I imagine wolves are territorial, so let's get the fuck out of its
Yeah,
territory. A river
it-
seems like an easy boundary for territory.
It doesn't make a sound. It just seems to sit perched upright on top of the hill. You can definitely tell that it's not someone hasn't just built a wolf statue. Like you see it turn its head a couple of times, look over its shoulder at something, and then it turns back and watches you guys as you guys make it like up a valley and then down the other side and out of this thing's line of sight.
Well, that thing was terrifying.
Kev, do we need to like survey every single square as we go around? Because I feel like maybe skip that area just to avoid pissing off the big fuck off wolf.
If you miss things, they could come up later, and people might be like, "Why did you miss this?"
Before we get completely out of range, I'm gonna take a picture of the quote "big fuck off wolf."
It tells you that
While I'm taking the picture, I'm like, well, if we die, they'll at least know what killed us when they find this thing.
it tells you that it is an abnormally large canid. And then at the bottom it says mutation, experimentation. That's exactly what Falchion says at the same time.
Are you like hooked into this thing, Falchion? Like, what the shit? Confirmation?
No, it doesn't say that. Actually, no, it doesn't say that. Never mind. Alright, so you guys explore. I'll just say for shits and giggles. Like that ish. Yeah, so you guys arrive here. It is starting to get sundown. You could probably push to make one more square if you really wanted to, or you could look for a spot to set up.
The
I
question
suggest we
is,
look for a camp.
yeah, do we want to head back over the river next day or just go around and map the area around it?
I say we go around it. Let's not piss
Yeah.
off that
Like,
thing. I don't.
do we think there is something of significance in that hex in particular?
Well, when they say why we didn't, scout the area, we have the picture of the big wolf.
Yeah, we can just include it in wolf territory.
Here there be wolves. Because I mean, as a cat, one of my underlying fears is being eaten by a dog, but I don't want to actually have it happen.
Yeah, so let's maybe we could push to the east one's hex, but maybe look for camp.
I suggest we look for camp. I'm sleepy.
All right. Yeah, so whoever is looking for camp, roll me a survival check. I would assume it's the druid, right?
Yeah, I will help.
Luna?
Yeah, I'll help.
No, you're rolling.
Oh,
With
what am I
advantage.
You're
rolling?
being a survival.
Woohoo! I'm nailing the survivals.
I mean, I'd
Yes.
hope so. You're a druid.
So this time it's not so much a sheltered location as you find a nice like little hillock or bluff that overlooks the river crossing that you just made it across. So that if these wolves were to follow you, the obvious place where they would cross, you would be able to directly witness their crossing and hopefully like alert to your camp.
My dark vision's only 60 feet, so I wouldn't know shit.
Well, the thing about dark vision is that it's not pitch black every single night, so don't only determine like if you're in a cave or in a place without absence of light. I'd say for most nights, especially in a largely a place of low light pollution, such as verdant green, that the stars alone provide enough light for you to see at least a couple of hundred feet.
My question is there a big tree I can climb into?
Yeah, there's a tree at the top of this bluff. Sure. It's like a
Fantastic.
big freaking willow tree.
Does it swing at me when I get close to it?
No.
So it's not a whomping willow. That's good enough. I'm gonna sleep in that big tree, guys, because once again, don't want to get eaten by wolves.
I'll sleep
Hey.
with
Man,
you.
I should have bought a hammock when I was back. What was the guy's name? Danny? The guy
Yep.
who runs the place?
Yep, Danny.
What if Danny has hammocks? Next time we get back there, I have to buy one.
Yeah, so who's on first watch?
I'll volunteer to do it.
I'll take second.
I'll take third and fourth.
And I will be sneakily
I'll
watching.
last.
Okay.
I'll be sneakily watching things from or not sneakily watching things from the tree. But I
Nice.
can see fucking till tomorrow.
So you are on paranoia mode. Not
Yep.
far after you guys have settled down, and probably near the end of your watch, actually, as everyone is just starting to get into their deep slumber. Before about 20 minutes or 30 minutes before you have to go wake up the next person, you spot movement in the brush north of the river. Like there's something flickering through the darkened canopy, in the shadows underneath the trees.
Does it look like a large thing? Is it like something out of Jurassic Park?
Yeah, you rolled a good perception check. Yeah, it looks like something large size shifted from like behind one tree to behind another tree.
Well, I want to make another Harry Potter reference and say something. I'll yell something wicked this way comes really loud for everyone to wake up. And
Yeah.
run in that direction.
You guys wake up to Sean yelling something.
I'm still in
About-
the tree, by the way. I
about-
didn't come down.
So
Down the churchy.
your guys' peaceful slumber is interrupted by Sean's, for lack of a better word, caterwailing.
God.
God damn you.
That was
Need to get
good,
a whistle.
okay? That was good. How do you guys respond?
Hell opens one eye.
I send all my entourage after him.
Sean, you're attacked by a bunch of illusionary, well, not insubstantial squirrels and chipmunks. Although they don't seem to do anything, they're just climbing all over you.
I'll mumble something about goddamn cock teases.
Right, so the rest of you,
Bullshit.
the rest of you just turn over and go back to sleep?
It's probably about time for my character to get up anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so during your watch, you're distracted by something. I'll let you decide what you're distracted by.
It's probably my entourage.
They're they're playing a game of hide and seek or tag or something, some kind of game that you don't quite understand the rules of with Lith. But it's evidently that they're playing some sort of game. And I think the reason why you're distracted is you spent too much time trying to work out the rules of whatever game that they're playing.
I make a note
Seems
to
to be-
ask Lith the rules when next time I'm in dog form.
Yeah, seems to be some sort of a tag-based game. Yeah, so nothing weird happens during your watch. Something weird does happen during your watch, but if no one brings it up, then I won't make a comment on it. But it's something that all of you might pick up on.
Is that stuff gone?
No,
Okay.
no. So who do you wake up next? I think it is.
It's the other two,
Hal,
so
right?
Anu and Tylos. Or Hal and Tylos.
I think didn't Tylos want to take last watch?
I think he did. That's what I remember.
Yes, I want to do the last watch.
Yeah. So I'll do
So-
third.
So
Good luck
Hal,
waking up Anu.
what do your alpha eyes see?
My Alpha IC is 16.
Okay. So you vaguely, like in your trance, remember hearing Sean going on about something in the trees. So you look over in that direction, and you kind of startle a little bit as you notice 4 pairs of eyes glowing with malicious intelligence, looking at you from out of the brush, just on the north side of the tree. So just on the north side of the river.
I was going to extend her staff to, full size and just sort of whack the bottom of it against the ground beside her, holding her ground there, staring at them.
Yeah, they're still like 300, 400 feet out. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a hell of a lot about wolves, but my impression is you probably want them to know that you know that they're there, rather than letting them think that they can ambush you or whatever. That's my
Yeah.
logic.
It's pretty sound logic.
so
She's-
during your watch, you hear the. So that's the thing. That's the thing that like, it's not until you saw them that like kind of jumped out at you. That like you've heard no wolf howls during this night. They seem to be abnormally quiet this close to their territory.
Are they on the other side of a river or on our side?
Yes, they're on the other side of the stream, but the river is shallow enough that they could quite easily ford it as you.
Yeah,
as you
but I'm going off the basis of a river forms sort of a natural border for territory.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where like there's no way that they can sneak across the river, especially with you watching them, without you noticing them crossing the river. Which is possibly the reason why they've stuck to their side of the river.
I mean, when it's Tylos' watch, I don't think she's even going to go and get Tylos. She's going to send Left to try and wake him up so she can just keep watching them.
Okay. Yeah, so at some point, Lith comes and starts licking your face, Tylos.
I'd be like, "Oh, Archmage, stop! It's not nice." Oh, what? Ah, left. Fine. Yeah, I'll get up and go outside and see how. Oh, hey, Hal.
I'll gestures Tylos over.
Well, what can you see?
I'll points. Well, no, she doesn't point. She nods to whatever she's staring at.
And even your human eyes can make this out. There's 4 pairs of eyes glowing from the moonlight.
I'll turn to. I'll say the friends of yours.
That's racist, Tylos.
I'm just asking because you aren't attacking them.
I'm not attacking them because there's more of them than there are of me.
Yeah, but we have long range fire spells, and they
But
don't.
and they have lots of them.
See, how many can you see? Only 4.
Take a look around the outside of the camp and make sure there aren't more sneaking around behind us. I don't think they're wanting to cross the river, but you can never be sure.
I'll go do that.
So yeah, you give your perimeter a couple of nice walkabouts. You peer up into the night. You send your. So here's the thing. You don't have a light source with you that can extend out hundreds of feet, and you don't have dark vision like hell.
I
But
do have a light source that can go at hundreds of feet.
yes, you do.
120 feet, in fact.
So yeah, you circle your camp with your light source going 120 feet. You give the place a nice survey around. It doesn't appear like the wolves have crossed the stream. For whatever reason, they seem to like staying on their side of the stream. And, well, not really stream, small river. Yeah, and come at some point about an hour before morning, before the sun comes up, you notice between one pair of eyes disappears, then another one disappears, and then finally the last two disappear. And morning comes around, and you're left alone. The wolves have not assaulted you in your sleep. What is your plans for today?
Let's not cross the river. Let's just reaffirm that staying on this side is a good idea.
I'm gonna get down from the highest branch in this tree I was in, because once no one bothered to mess with the wolves, I got as high up as I could, climb down, go on this side of the river, see if I'm gonna smell and see if I see any, like, they crossed it at all. And go ahead.
So you smell, and you notice that nothing on your side of the river smells like you've crossed the river. They have crossed the river at all. But you can tell from the slight southerly breeze, so wind that's blowing in from the north going south, wafting over the 30 or 40 foot wide width of the small tributary, the river, is the smell of rank wolf urine.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a bush or a tree on this side, and I'm gonna mark it as cats do. On this side of the river, not on that side. This side.
Okay.
Can I roll a piece of newspaper and hit one with it?
No, Tylos, establishing boundaries is important for any good, healthy relationship.
I didn't go over there and piss on their piss. I'm not trying to die. I just don't want them to follow us. And why are you looking at me pee anyways, you freak?
Don't do it right in front of us. At least go and do it in the bushes.
You said in a bush. You said that.
I didn't
Yeah,
do
I'm
that.
in a bush. Why are you looking
Yeah,
at
but
me
you're
in
like-
this bush?
You're like crashing through the bush after to hit him and criticize him.
I don't approve of this.
Well,
I'm gonna
that
look away.
what else is new? What the fuck else is new? I think you're a racist. You don't like me because I'm a cat.
I'm gone. I'm not even listening to him.
It's not even because you're a cat, it's because you're colored.
Yeah, exactly. You don't like me. I never get to play the race card. This is weird. I don't like
It's
it.
because you're a black
Let's
cat.
continue.
That's why I don't like you.
I knew it.
You bring me bad luck.
Not pure black. I'm gonna tell you, Char, when we get back to up tether.
All right. So what's the plan for today? You continue east and then trying to climb that ridge line, that mountain
Yes.
range.
Yeah. Would we be able to see sort of up into this corner from the mountain? Trying to optimize paths. Like if we went on to here, could
I
we
mean,
see?
Here's the thing, right? From that mountain, you would be able to see far, and like be able to see like the terrain around for a long distance, but you wouldn't necessarily know what's there unless, of course, whatever land features is like freaking obvious.
Yeah.
Like, for example, a island in the middle of the hot spring lake that's weirdly colored, or some smoke trails leading from the northeast, indicating some signs of settlement.
The entire time we're walking, I'm going to keep my nose open for any type of stank smell, like either wolf urine or any other creature, or maybe even oil. Just like I got my nose open for any senses, as in like the sense of smell.
So whoever is kind of like, I think at this point we've established that Hal is kind of like pointing out the group's itinerary. So Hal, why don't you take charge and tell me where you would like for the group to go? And obviously this doesn't mean that the group is like forced to go that direction. If one of you does have an objection or an idea, feel free to speak up. But for the sake of faster exploration, we should just assume that Hal is kind of like pointing out which direction the party should go.
So here first. I mean, I'll just move sort of one hex at a time, and you can tell me like when I can move to the next one, or if there's an event or whatever.
Yeah. So generally, you can move about 20 miles per day. However, crossing into these mountain ranges, you can move like 1 or 2 per day.
Damn.
Like I said, they're not just hills; they're mountainous terrain. There's a lot of like climbing involved. I don't think any of you bought like climbers kits or anything.
I have a grappling hook. Because of course I have a fucking grappling hook.
I mean, that'll help. I'm not saying it won't, but like that's different from like actually having like, like ice picks and like climbing wedges and
Claws? I have
shoes.
a cat.
Yeah, well, you have climbing speed, so it doesn't even matter for you. None of these other chaps have climbing speed, unfortunately.
Oh, that must suck for them.
Just checking what my kit is. What kind of pack I have.
And I'm not talking about like Mount Everest tall, but these mountains are at least 1 kilometer tall.
Damn. The thing is, we need to go around, like, I don't know how much you're ruling this, but if it's mountains and we're not going all the way up, we really need to be on the southeast side rather than on the northwest side if we want to see the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to head back to Verdant Green first to stock up?
Sure, see if we can find that.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to get some climbing equipment to Verdant Green.
Okay. So yeah, you can definitely make it back to Verdant Green today easily, and possibly head back out again during the same day.
Yeah, so like that's 4, 8, 12, 16, buy some equipment and shit, then head back up here.
Yep. You can make one more tile. Like around here, there's trails and stuff that you can follow, so like it doesn't really take that much time. It's just like it's just like in real life, if you were walking around in like highways and like proper established roads, you could probably walk up to like 80 miles per day if you wanted to.
Right. So last one on here, and we can make camp there.
Okay. So let me know what you're buying from Danny. Danny has all sorts of stuff. He does have a hammock.
The simple way might be to just get a climber's pack each.
Can I buy a grappling hook?
You can. But in terms of like what would assist you most in mountainous terrains would be a climber's kit, which is I believe 25 gold.
20 or 25, but I'm just trying to find it.
I'm gonna get one just as. Let's see how many glimmers I have. How much is my hammock? Because I definitely want that hammock.
Hammock is 2 glimmers.
Would it be a Dungeoneer's pack?
There's an
That
actual
has
glimmers
the hammer. There's no climbers kit I can see. Dungeoneer's pack though has like hammer, pythons, rope, that kind of stuff.
No, climbing. There is a climber's kit. Yeah.
All right, so I am going to 25 for the kit, 2 for the hammock, and 3 glimmers worth of vodka to top off. So I'm spending 30.
Sure.
So how many glimmers total?
25 if you're just purchasing the climber's kit.
You're keeping track of the finances for the group, aren't you, Luna? Like, other than personal
Yeah.
bonus. Do we take this out of our personal thing or out of the group
Wait.
account?
We have funds that aren't ours we can spend.
Hey? I mean, how many have we got at the moment?
400.
No one tells
So
me
we-
things.
We could take 100 out of here to get a climber's kit each.
Plus whatever we got paid.
Danny, I changed my mind. The company's buying the kit. I'll buy the hammock and the vodka.
So minus 100 for climbers.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked on that link and instead of opening up a new page, it booted me out of the... Because I didn't realize you made a Google Drive. And Hanu's back. Hanu had some healing potions. There you go.
Oh, I guess Sean
Which-
would have them.
Which is kind of ironic now that you think about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he went out like a champ, and his rolls were just
Yep.
hot garbage.
Oh, he paid for his own hammock, so you don't have to worry about that hammock.
Yeah, all you gotta I paid for the hammock. Yeah, so
All right, so you guys head out. You guys set up camp on the edge of town. The only thing that interrupts you during the night, during your watch, is you spot lights approaching your camp,
Probably lumberjacks.
coming from the southwest. And when you kind of rouse and kind of like go and see who it is, it appears to be a pair of watchmen just patrolling the road. And once they've established who you are, they kind of just greet you, like talk a bit of shit for about 10 minutes, and then they head back out again, continuing their patrol. So you're in a rather safe area at the moment, and your night passes without issue, without danger. In the morning, not a hint of cloud to be seen in the sky. There's a bit of a breeze, there's a bit of wind chill, but no sign of rain at all. The air seems dry, and what's the plan for today?
So, I reckon rather than just going straight up into here, we would probably have an easier time going, say, around to maybe here, and just climbing into this area, like, toward the evening and making camp. Because that way we can sort of go around the southeast face of the mountain range.
before we leave, I will begrudgingly say, as much as I hate to be the one to say it, I don't think your dog can climb by itself. If you want to bring it up with us, you might want to get it like a Bjorn or something, instead of just leaving it at the foot of the mountain.
I mean, let's just kind of appears behind you.
Lith comes out from behind him. Her rather.
Nature finds a
wagging
way.
her tail.
Good
I
guy.
mean, hey, I'm just saying.
Lith, can you climb?
She cocks an ear, but she doesn't attempt. She doesn't appear to have understood you, but she's wagging her tail.
Okay, if we go up the mountains, and she points toward the mountains, she puts her hands on Lith's head, going to be alright.
She licks
You
your
know-
hand.
This is a long
Okay.
shot. Hey,
I
Danny.
ask again in Elven.
Danny, you got any Sherpas in here somewhere?
You mean like? Okay, so out of context wise, I'm not precisely sure what a Sherpa is.
Those are like the native people that like you hire to like expeditions up like Mount Everest
Oh.
and everything.
Oh no, you don't typically find them around these parts. But I mean, the
I
closest
didn't think
we
you'd
have
have
to
any,
Sherpa-
but I figured I'd ask.
the closest to Sherpas is you guys, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much the deal. But it couldn't hurt to ask.
Hey! You guys putting together climbers kits? You're headed back out east, right? Like towards the mountains.
Yes.
Hey, if you guys could find a passageway through those mountains, I think that would be worth a pretty penny to someone around here. You know, not having to go all the way around this mountain.
Yeah, he's right.
You know, just some thoughts.
We still want to go around the other side anyway, so it might be
Yeah.
worth going around the other side, but looking for passages as we go.
Yeah, like identify some sort of pass or something through the mountains that would be
Can you
easier
stake
than
claim to a pass?
you can.
Ah, sweet.
Especially if it's the same as staking a claim to like to find a ford or something, like for a major
Right.
river.
So we could put like a toll thing on the pass if we
No,
really
no.
wanted to.
It's
No?
basically you just report it into the Nexi branch,
So-
and they'll give you a finder's fee for identifying like a
Ah.
strategic.
So we can't stick a toll booth on it.
But I'm pretty sure we get to name it.
Yeah, you do. That's the
Yeah.
thing about what you guys are doing. You guys pretty much get to name everything.
I'm just saying the name Falchon Pass has a ring to it.
Oh hell
Also-
no.
What?
Don't disagree. It's a great name.
As long as we don't have Tyler's name, maybe I'll call it something dumb like Rolf's Pass.
Why would I call it something dumb like Rolf's Pass?
Well, you seem to be interested in naming everything, Rolf.
I was going to say the Lost Common Path.
When did I ever say Rolf?
Oh,
You decided Liv's name was Rolf.
I mean, we barely heard Robin, but she suggested a good name.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with Robin.
I didn't hear what she said.
The Pass of Honu.
Well, now I'm sad.
Or Honu's class.
I
It needs
guess
to be
that makes
something
sense.
grand. The Lost Path of Honu.
Well, we got to find it before we can name it.
We should probably
Let's
name
find it.
like some sort of lake or thing after him, though, to be totally honest.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It wasn't Rolf, it was Ralph.
Pretty sure it was Rolf.
All right, so you guys headed northeast and then circling around this mountain range
Yeah.
around the north.
So, here?
Yep, and you can continue moving. The hills are rough terrain, but you could go into it fine. Just counts as 2 squares. Yeah, and as you pass by this hill, you get a bit of a look-see from further into the distance. This does expand your guys' line of sight, right? Like you guys can see what the circle sees, right?
I mean, we can see the area all around us, it's just dim.
Oh, right. It's because the tower gives you guys line of sight. I'll just consider that surrounding area explored for the sake of kind of speeding up the exploration a little bit. So your plan is to continue swinging southeast and headed up this mountain and kind of
Yep.
using this place as like a large survey area.
That's the one.
Right. So as you guys climb for the last end of the day, like as you guys planning on finding someplace up on the mountain to rest, I would like for everyone to roll me a climb check, athletics. You all have advantage on this roll. It's not so much a meet or like fail or
Thank
succeed.
God for that.
It's more of a like how much effort does it require for you guys to get up here? Like by the time you get up there, how destroyed are you? Sean, you don't even need a check, by the way. You've got natural climb speed. Like this
Yeah,
is
I
trivial
was
for you
trying to show off.
So here's the question. So it turns out that Hal is correct, because every single time you guys like find some sort of ledge or path or something that you guys can like momentarily stop on and kind of collect your climber's gears and pull up your ropes. Lith is on that ledge waiting for you guys, wagging her tail with her tongue hanging out, kind of panting.
Lith, I've only got so much jerky. I can't keep giving you jerky every time you go
You
ahead.
know what? I'm going to take a picture of Lilith with the machine and see if it says anything that it's not dog. And then I'm going to Arcana check.
It says Lith.
Wow. Does it say anything about dog, or does it just
Yeah,
say
yeah.
like,
It says scouting dog for Windshore Company. Like it's registered. She's registered.
we got to get that updated because she is no longer with the Windshore Company.
Oh, Sean. I will PM you something.
Oh, ha! I knew it. She's out to kill me. She's working for that wolf.
Someone might have put in like some kind of lost dog thing into the Nixie branch or whatever, into somewhere.
Oh, really? I knew it. Watching you, dog.
Well, this is all very mysterious.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You know what? I knew there's something off about that dog. It's not just a dog. It's a fey creature. Look at all you guys. You should know this. It's a flippin' blink dog. Look at her.
Hal looks down. Hal looks up. So? Is there a problem with being a fake creature?
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It makes me even almost like that thing more.
I'm gonna start laughing.
I'll even go over there and start petting her. You know what? You're no regular dog. I'm no regular cat. You're all right.
All right. So as you guys ascend to the top of this mountain range, there is an area that kind of like sticks out like a little bit of a platform or something that you can see almost in a 360-degree angle. I will let you name this point. This point is not the highest point on this particular set of mountain ridges, but around the northern end, it is definitely one of the highest. I think it is the highest point at the northern end, which is why you aimed for. And you can see for quite a fair distance around it. I will do that.
You know, if we were to name it after Danny, we might get a discount at the store.
This is true.
But yeah, that's stupid, but it makes sense. Shit.
And how far do I think you can see from this place? I said about 30 miles, right?
I can't remember, honestly.
I believe you said 20 or 30.
So let's name this area Danny's Peak.
The peaks of Danny. I mean, I like to keep the guy who keeps me in alcohol happy.
Danny's Point.
That's even way better.
I mean, we don't need to come up with something until we get back, so we can think over it.
We can even say, we'll even let him name it. How about that? Say, hey, we'll make you a deal.
You know what? I'll give you guys even further than that. I'll give you 40 miles.
40 what?
40 miles of sight. You know what? I'll give you guys even further than that. This is a tall mountain. What's further than Green's line of sight? It's 60, isn't it? 60 of 20 bright. I'll give this 60 feet as well. 60 miles.
65, final offer.
That's how I haggle. No, 20.
Alright. So, can you guys see the light source from this thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
So immediately to your notice, again, from your vantage point, you can see again the familiar sights of those smoke patches coming from like deep inside the wood. Towards the southeast, you can see some sort of like cliff face with some sort of birds circling around overhead. They appear to be large birds, though. Like I'm talking about like maybe like dog-sized dog-sized birds, like small-sized birds rather, not tiny.
So not horse-sized, dog-sized birds.
So I would say they are small or medium-sized on the creature scale birds circling around these cliff faces, diving and swirling. Towards the southeast, near this river mouth, where it feeds into what appears to be the ocean along this beach line, you can see what is telltale. Now that you've seen one up close, you can see that there's a kobold village down there, right on the right where the river meets the river. And they seem to have some sort of rafts or logs or something going out. Coming back in on the evening tide, dragging nets or something. Of immediate notice is to yourself. Here, you see a big patch of dead land, where the trees and such are shriveled, leafless, just kind of like a scar on the land. I will draw a shape to illustrate. Yeah, can you guys see that?
Yep.
I'll move it to the map layer so that your guys' font can show up over here. Okay. And you set up camp on the top of this bluff, taking careful notes of the surroundings and updating your map, etc. Okay. Let me know who's taking which watch.
I'll take first watch. There happen to be any trees on this here bluff?
There are a couple of trees, but they're scraggly. It's high enough in elevation where, like, the soil isn't that rich. They don't provide much of a windbreak, but you can string up a hammock.
That's what I wanted to know. So I'll string up the hammock there, but I'll kind of like sit around the fire. And if she's around, I'll actually just kind of mess with Lilith.
Yeah. Lilith is fine with interacting with you, by the way. It's only you who have been.
No, I'm aware. I was a dick. It's kind of my thing. But I'll see. Also I'm looking around, but I'm also more focused about smells. I don't know if that gives me advantage or anything, but I'm just
at some point when the wind turns and it's blowing from the scar on the land, you can smell the telltale signs of death and decay. It's clearly something's wrong with that patch of land. And who's taking up first watch, second watch, third watch, and fourth watch? Could you please roll your perception? The first watch roll.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have. Okay, so second watch, and then third watch. I will roll. By the way, I love those physical dice, the dice bag that they roll. I've been rolling them so much.
What physical dice?
The ones that I purchased from. Yeah. So okay. So it's actually first watch that you spot this, which is appropriate, sure. As you're gazing about, swinging or about on your hammock, you're in a spot where, like, it's rather difficult for anything to actually sneak up on you just because your line of sight is so good. You happen to glance down at that dead patch of land. The moon is fairly bright enough that you can still see it from this distance. It's more of an aberration in the land, so even in the dark, you can kind of see like there's this patch of land where it's not trees, it's just pitch blackness. You start seeing what looks like fog building on obscuring that dead patch, and then about an hour later or so, like near the end of your watch, inside that fog, you can start to see flickers of light, like flashes. They flash and then they disappear, and then in another place they'll flash and disappear, and then later there'll be like 2 flashes in 2 different places, and then they vanish, and that becomes 3, becomes 4, 6, 10, 20.
I'd start waking people up after like 6.
Okay. So yeah, you guys pile up on the edge of this bluff, and you gaze down far below you, like a mile below you, a couple of miles away, this dead patch of land filled with fog, and there's just this light show that's just building in intensity. It's not frequent in the sense, and like not only intensity but frequency. Like it doesn't just become like 20 and like 30 flashes. It becomes like 10 here and 10 here and 10 here. It comes fast and fast. And about a couple of hours, so like far into when some of you should be asleep, like into the second watch, the lights become consistent. So like there's constantly lights flashing somewhere in that fog.
I'm gonna try to take a picture of it with the camera.
Yeah, the camera doesn't return much of a reading. It doesn't know what it's looking at. And then at some point the wind drifts, and nearing the end of the second watch, and starts blowing from the direction of that dead patch up towards you guys. And you can hear traveling on the winds of the breeze, the very, very faint and distant sounds of some sort of battle going on, like swords ringing against shield, spear points rattling against armor, just a clash of some sort of battle going on.
That's terrifying.
And then that proceeds to go on for the entirety of the next watch. But then throughout the last watch, as the sun is threatening to come up over the horizon, the fog begins to die down. The lights begin to subside. You're no longer hearing the sound. Like you only heard a snippet of the sounds of battle when the wind turned. But when the sun comes fully up, the fog dies, banks back down into the dead patch. And then when the sun is fully up, as you guys break camp, you glance down at the dead patch where the fog is now all gone, and it's just dead land.
Could I have made some sort of like? It may be too far away, but like, could we make an Arcana check on it, or like any type of check, or is it too far away?
It's too far away.
Okay, so let's not go down that.
I mean, I kind of want to, but I kind of don't want to die.
Look, there's another house going to point at this, spot in the distance here. We might be able to get a better look from up there at a safe location.
There are a couple of points there that you look. It's much closer down towards the ground. It's only like half a mile up, perhaps even not even that. But like there are a couple of places where you could safely overlook this dead patch of land from a closer vantage point. But it's hard to make out details from this far away, right?
Yeah.
And then I think that is where we'll leave this session for today. I hope everyone had fun.
Thank you.
Fun was that. Cheers, good.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to play this with a little bit more regularity, guys.
Yeah, the last
Yeah, I
one was
know.
my fault 'cause I didn't realize it. I didn't check the posts.
Yeah, no worries.
I missed it as well.
You know what? I'll take the blame. It's my fault. I'm the DM. I should have posted up on like the Roll20 next session thing. In fact, I will do that now so that everyone knows when the next session is.
Actually, if we've got like changes of plans in the future, maybe we should pin the post.
Yeah. So like I said, it's like my bad. Like BM's the one who's responsible. They should be the one who's sorting shit out. So yeah.
Because of course it couldn't possibly be my fault. Jesus.
So I will let you know now that I have vacation coming up next month. My little sister's going to be in town, so I'm not planning on being here. Which that would be the week of the 3rd.
Okay.
And then I'll be in Vegas next month, week of the 11th.
Okay.
And then
All right. Well, if we have to, we'll just puppet you. Someone else will play Luna, and we'll just continue on. Is that okay?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
can do
fine.
that. I'm Luna. I pet the cute things. Yeah.
You play a great Luna.
I turn into a dog and do dog things.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta go
Anyway.
get my Houndsman washer.
Yeah, you can probably hear in the background, I've got visitors at my house, so I have to go be a good host.
Toodles. Thanks
See you
again.
later, kid.
All right. We need to sort out a time for the Starfinder game, but I'm all ready to start running it. It's just you guys. Alias is still whiffly waffling on his character.
No last minute changes, Pete?
I've set my character.
She's got her aviator. She's got her sick motorcycle.
The only reason why I was waffling is because I couldn't set up background that I enjoyed.
She's bad to the bone.
Scared of elves.
I'm not scared of elves.
Right. You're just reasonably wary of being inside a temple full of elves. Angry elves.
What's the expression called? Snootophobia?
Is that a word?
No, it's not, but it is now.
Probably.
Snootophobia, the fear of elves. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
So